Our final inductee this evening into the Hall of Honor would have been his 70th homecoming is Ronald Gerard MacArthur from the classes of 1951 and 53 and is being inducted posthumously. Ron came to CENEFEX from Glace Bay, following in the footsteps of 8 of his 13 siblings. There's no question that CENEFEX tradition runs deep in the MacArthur family. After receiving his Bachelor's of Education degree in 1953, Ron spent 4 years teaching high school at Riverview High School in Coxheath before marrying Sally MacDonald in 1956. They had 5 children: Mary Elaine from the classes of 1979 and 81, Alan from the class of 1982, Brian from the class of 1988, and my floor mate from McIsaac House, and twins Kathy and Peggy. Peggy was born with spina bifida, and this sparked a passion in Ron, who created the Cape Breton chapter of the Spina Bifida Association. To this day, the association still provides resources and tools to help individuals and families dealing with spina bifida. In 1958, Ron, along with a fellow Xaverian and colleague from Riverview High School, decided to leave public education system to launch the Cape Breton Business College, a school that would produce over 10,000 graduates during his lifetime and is still operating 3 campuses in the province today. Ron was a founding member of the Whitney Pier Minor Hockey Association and was involved in the sport as his boys went through the programs. The late Ron MacArthur was an entrepreneur and visionary. He was polite, articulate, engaging, and charming, and he had a monumental impact on the lives of thousands of Cape Bretoners. Flo Campbell, from the CENEFEX Alumni Association, sat down with Ron's granddaughters, Maura MacArthur, from the class of 2016, and her sister, Megan MacArthur, from the class of 2020, to share memories of their grandfather.
Where did your grandfather grow up?
He grew up in Sydney. He was born in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia.
Okay. And why did he come to study at St. FX?
He came to study mainly probably because his father went to St. FX. Our great-grandfather, so that would be Neil R. MacArthur was his name. He graduated in 1906, and he was a judge. So yeah, his family history brought him to X, and that continued to follow on in generations behind him, and with his kids and also his siblings, and us, of course.
Yeah, and all of his siblings went to St. X. So he had 5 siblings that went to St. X. Sorry,
yeah, sorry.
5.
Yeah,
5.
I think 5 of 11 of them went to
11,
St. X.
not all of them.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. What area or what did your grandfather study? What program?
He did a Bachelor of Philosophy and an education degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that the university takes great pride in is the relationship between staff and students. Are you able to talk about any member of faculty or staff who might have had a very positive impact on your grandfather in his time?
Yeah, we were able to ask our grandmother, Sally MacArthur, about that specific question. And I didn't actually know this, but we have an uncle, Alan. He graduated from St. FX in '82, but he was named after one of our grandfather's professors during his time at X, named Father Alan McKenna, McAdam.
Yeah.
Father Alan McAdam. And yeah, he taught our grandfather theology during his time at X, so clearly he made an impact on him enough for him to name one of his own sons after him. So yeah, I didn't know that story, but it was kind of nice to hear that. But yeah.
Very nice, actually. Xaverians are well known for their services to the communities in which they live or reside. Are you able to talk about some of the projects or initiatives that your grandfather might have been involved in after he left the university?
Yeah, so my grandpa, he started the Cape Breton Business College in 1958. Since then, today, there's been 15,000 graduates from Cape Breton Business College. So he was the founder of that school. And my father worked with him closely 5 years before my grandfather retired. But he was a big part of that school, a great principal, a great teacher. And he also was a big member of the Cape Breton Whitney Pier Hockey Association. And a lot of those members went on to play his St. FX hockey too. So he was a great member of the community in Sydney.
Yeah.
And
Excellent. I know that one of you, I'm not sure who, but one of you currently is wearing your grandfather's X-rings.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about your feelings about X-Ring Day that you celebrated and maybe your decision to wear his ring rather than to buy a new one for yourself?
Yeah, so my grandfather, he lost his X-ring when he was really young. He was washing his hands and he just misplaced it and forgot it. But in 2006, Christmas time, my father and his brothers and sisters, they bought him a new X-ring for Christmas that year. And I remember, I was only 10 years old, but Grampy was so excited. He said it was like one of the nicest things anyone's ever done for him. And he was just as happy to receive the X-ring that day than he was on his X-ring day. And I just thought that was really special for me because I sort of look at this X-ring almost like I say this to myself, it's kind of like a good luck charm. Like it's always with me, it's Grampy's with me. And I was so excited to have it because it's just a piece of him that reminds me every day that like he's with me or, like he's watching out for me. I was really excited to have it just so we could share that common bond on X-Ring Day. And I know Grampy, would be proud to know that I'm wearing it today.
And also I think I can touch on too, I remember that night, that Christmas Eve in 2006, so I was in grade 7 and I still remember it fondly. He wasn't expecting it at all and I remember he opened it up and he shut it. He opened it up, saw it and shut it and just like he was speechless, completely speechless. And now after the anticipation as a Xaverian of X-Ring Day, we can both appreciate, like Megan, yours is extra special, having Grampy's ring, but all Xaverians can relate to December 3rd and what that day means to everybody. It's such a big, exciting, important day. But now I understand what he was feeling that evening. Like he kept looking down at the ring like that night. And then when I got my ring in 2016, I was thinking of him, of course, and kind of feeling that mutual feeling that he felt that night, just like looking down at your finger all the time, like even months after X-ring, you're always just kind of looking at the ring. But yeah, we can now appreciate even more how much that meant to him.
Wonderful. So your grandfather's always with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I suspect that your grandfather would have had many, many memories of his time here at St. FX. Got any stories or that you can share with us? Any memories you can share with us?
Again, we were asking our grandmother, Sally, about that, and one big thing she said was friendships. He had lots of great friends that he met here along the way. Actually, at his funeral mass and his celebration of life, one of his good friends, Father Sid Mifflin, came to Sydney that day and was up on the altar with the priest that day in Sydney. We met him that day, and then, of course, during my time at X, I was able to meet Father Sid as well. But back to fond memories at X, we'll take it back a few more years, but Megan and I grew up playing hockey a lot. Girls hockey, it was big here in Antigonish too, so we would travel for games quite often, and Grampy would hop in the car some mornings for the ride, and always in the rinks, either the town rink or the Millennium Center, watching us play there. But I remember a few times after him wanted to walk around campus, and we were only little, probably between 8 and 10, 12 years old. Again, not fully appreciating really what St. FX meant, but always would always love coming to Antigonish. But I just remember walking around with him and he'd be smiling with pride almost, just walking around campus. And I remember walking up University Avenue with him and him pointing out Cameron Hall to us and saying, "Oh, I lived here." And looking at Morrison Hall and saying, "Oh, we ate there and lived here." And then foreshadowing a little bit, because Megan and I both ended up living in Cameron Hall as well. And his mother actually grew up on Church Street, and I also remember him pointing out the house that his mother grew up in. And I lived on Church Street my 4th year right across the street. So, but no, he always just, you could tell, I remember walking around campus with him, just, it was bringing him back a little bit, and just the smile on his face for sure just reflected all of his great years and great memories that he had here on this campus and in this town. So, yeah.
So lots of stories over time, I suspect.
Yeah, for sure.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'd ask you, what does it mean to your family and to yourselves to have your grandfather inducted into the Hall of Honor?
I think it's amazing. It's so special to all of our family. We want to thank
the committee here and for recognizing him. Also thanking everyone who nominated our grandfather, Gary Jennings, Debbie Champion, and Norma MacDonald. They wrote beautiful letters of recommendation and recognition, but it's nice that he's honored and recognized in this way by such a special place to him, and he loved it here at St. FX, and he was a huge member of community, and that's what, community is all reflected in St. FX and Xaverians, and he helped a lot of people during his career, and he always wore that X ring on his finger, and
proud alumni.
Very proud alumni, and that reflected in Megan and I coming here, and 3 of his 5 kids coming here, and no, we're just very proud, and we'd like to thank everyone on behalf of our entire family and our grandmother, Sally MacArthur, as well. We just feel proud of him, and thankful that he was recognized, and just appreciative that his name will be on the Hall of Honor forever, and we'll come back and see it and see him. His name's always here. Yeah.
It certainly will be.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to say it was a pleasure to meet you both and to hear a little more about your grandfather. And on behalf of the St. FX Alumni Association, I'd like to extend congratulations to both yourselves and your entire family on your grandfather's induction into the Hall of Honor, Ronald MacArthur. Your grandfather exemplified and modeled the virtues of the university. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You. Thanks, Flo.
I would like to echo Flo's sentiments. Congratulations to Sally, the entire MacArthur family. Megan and Maura, it was an absolute pleasure getting to meet you, and I know for sure that your grandpa would be very proud of each of you.